What's going on, guys? Welcome to Po Boys, and in this video we are starting work on Yeet. It has been so long since I have worked on this car. It's been so long since I've wanted to make any actual progress with it, and today is the day we start actually making progress going back up. So we painted this thing, and then I started taking everything apart just so I could start getting it the way I wanted it to, but then I ended up getting the project, which was the drift car, and the drift car kind of changed a whole lot of things. So long story short, the drift car kind of went ahead of Yeet in a lot of different ways, but right now it's time to work on Yeet. We need to go to the junkyard to pick up a few things, so let's go ahead and do so. Alright guys, so we're in the largest section of the junkyard right here. The one that says Ford. So now we got to pick through all these Ford vehicles, which is like the whole left side of the place. But we're looking for Mustang parts. We're looking for some spindles that we can put on Yeet, because Yeet needs some spindles. I bet you this thing lived a hard life. But we're looking for Mustangs, and I'm looking for spindles that I can put on Yeet, because we've got some cars and I need to get some spindles to put on Yeet. Found two 99 to 04 Mustangs. There's one convertible over there and the brakes are already off of it, so I think we're just going to smack the spindles off of that guy. Just like that. She disconnected. And then I'll pull out the grinder. Just cut a ball joint and then literally just pushed it and that thing fell off. One spindle. Po Boys ball joint removal. Well, that's the other spindle. And yes, we are in different clothes because we had to come all the way back out here because they closed, and this place is an hour away from our home. And we literally were walking out, it was like, I need one more grinding wheel, man. And he's like, well, we're closed, so we can't help you with that. We got two spindles for Yeet. Now all I gotta do is paint them, put some new wheel bearings on them, and these spindles will be ready for Yeet. Alright guys, so we got back from the junkyard, and this is what we got. This is a spindle right here. This is the other side right there, and these things are very dirty. And there's some things on here that we don't want. These tie rods, we're not keeping. These ball joints that I went ahead and cut at the junkyard, we're not keeping those either. These spindles have rust on them, so we need to go ahead and get that rust off. Let's go ahead and get these spindles basically stripped down and cleaned up because they're dirty right now, so. Just like that. Now the brake shield is taken off of this spindle right here. Now we gotta pull off these tie rods. And then I gotta get this ball joint out too. That was easy. So I got this contraption going on right now. You wanna know how much force it has? I want y'all to experience this. This is a ball joint cannon. You take it like this, you aim it, and I'll get it closer to y'all so y'all can see what's happening here. Ladies and gentlemen, is a ball joint cannon, and this is what we just shot at the wall, and I don't know if we did any damage. Oh no. Well, now you know what a ball joint does if you shoot it out of one of these machines. That's how much pressure is behind them, but typically there's usually the actual joint itself up here that's not cut off, so y'all won't have to deal with this, but that's how strong they are in there. That was a lot of force. It's kind of wild. Now we have a spindle with no ball joints in there. That thing worked. Now we got to get the tie rods out, and then I got to find whatever the heck bit that is to get the ABS sensor out as well. And then for the tie rod, I'll just set that guy on his side. And there we go. We've got a steering rack. I went ahead and painted the steering rack for Yeet because, you know, Yeet needs some nice parts too. So I painted the steering rack. It's going to be manual. This right here is also the K-member. This is the QA1 K-member that had overspray on it from skirt. Now it's just gold to complement these. These are Godspeed A-arms, and they have Heim joints over here, so I can adjust camber and adjust alignment that way. And then they also got ball joints right here. Max Speeding Rods sent these. These are double adjustable upper control arms for pinion angle. So we're going to be able to adjust our pinion angle now. And Max Speeding Rods also sent out these coilovers right here. They just did their coilovers again, and they're actually coming out with a new rendition soon. So if you're going to buy, they're going to be coming out with the T6 series. I believe this is the T5 series. But I'm gonna see how these ones do. These ones should be a lot smoother of a ride. This is the spindle that y'all saw beforehand. The really rusty one and crusty one. This is what they turned into. They look kind of decent. So what I did was I grabbed a drill with a wire wheel on it and completely just cleaned the whole thing off, smoothed all the edges, taped off all these corners right here, and now the spindle looks brand new. So we got brand new looking spindles. These things ended up way better off in the condition that they looked like whenever we got them at the junkyard. So these things are a mega dub, and then you can also get these nuts right here at Rock Auto for like $1 each. We'll test the nut, make sure it goes on, and it goes right on, no issue right there. So pretty much everything, as well as hardware for the K-member, I guess that's pretty much it. So now this thing's been completely redone since we got it at the junkyard. Let's go ahead and connect everything, which are all the new parts. Let's put the new wheel bearings on there. That just slides on like so. Grab a little locking nut. And then over here, I'll grab this outer tie rod right here, and we're gonna connect that to the spindle right like so. All right, so now that's connected as well. Now we can take this whole entire unit, grab the control arm, and everything is going to go in place like this. This is going to be the passenger side control arm. Wash. Nut. And then now you tighten that into place, and now you have a full spindle. This coilover is going to sit like so and go inside of there. So whenever the coilover is connected, that will be what that does. So now we've got everything connected here. What we got to do is tighten down this hardware, put the cotter pins in, and grease them all up, and the front end will be ready to go inside the car. So now we got to put these on the K-member, and we're going to go ahead and do that right now. And we will have a full front end that we can put together, and the car should roll and steer. So let's take a peek at this thing. It is so freaking, oh man, it needs a wash so bad. The paint is just, it needs to be cleaned. It'll clean right off, but we just got to do it. But let's check this thing out. First off, there's wasps. Hopefully there's not many wasp nests up under here. But if you could see, this thing looks pretty bad. It's got those cut arms and knuckles on there. I had to weld a piece of rebar on the tie rods in order to make the wheels stay straight because the steering shaft and rack are not connected. What I got to do right now is jack the whole thing up, and then we're going to take this K-member and everything suspension wise out of the car, and we're going to replace it all with the new tubular stuff. So here's the before, and then I guess we'll show you the after here in a little bit. All right guys, so this is what it looks like without anything done to it. This is the current condition of the car, and it doesn't look good. So what we're gonna do is get coilovers in it. We're gonna go ahead and put all the new stuff inside of it, and then this car will look pretty much brand new from everything down here. Like all the stuff that we're taking out right now is all the stuff that we're gonna have brand new. So it's gonna look pretty good whenever we got everything on there. Plus that tubular K-member is gonna look 10 times better too. Let's go ahead and get the K-member off of Yeet, and let's do the freaking thing. Let's get this car finally looking good after such a long time. So I took the bolt out of the shock on this side and that side. I've got the bottom mounts for the K-member also taken out. Now I should just have to, yeah. Now half the K-member's out. Now all we gotta do is that on the other side, and we should be good to go out, I believe, yeah. So all I gotta do is take out this bolt right here. And it looks like the strut's just gonna be spinning. So what I do is I put my leg right here. I put my leg right here and push down. And just like that, the K-member is out of the car. Just like that. It looks good up under it now. It looks almost like it's a race car now instead of a car with really booty suspension up under it. Wow, this feels really good to get out. Well, let's get all that brand new shiny stuff and throw it inside this thing. Golly, guys. All right, well, I'm sitting here working on this thing, and I'm literally working on these bolts right here, and then I'm just like, oh. There's 4 wasps on that thing right there. I had to reach my head inside of this fender well in order to loosen the K-member bolts. Those wasps were right there the whole entire time, and I was impacting on this thing. Well, I guess thank you for not stinging me like the bee the other night, but golly, I'm about to go grab some carb cleaner. All right, guys, I'm gonna call myself safe. didn't even notice that was there. Golly, that's a lot of wasps right there. Just look at the difference. I don't have everything set up right now, but I have the motor mounts for the LS in there on the QA1 stuff, and oh my gosh, tubular versus non-tubular is such a difference. You could just see tubular, non-tubular. There's just so much more room for activities, and it's a lot lighter, and it's gonna be a lot stronger too. All right guys, so I've got the max speeding rod coilover mounted up. All I have is those 3 bolts right there. Hey buddy, your home's not there no more. Oh crap. Well, I guess he's realizing that now. We got these 3 bolts in for the max speeding rod's coilover, so now it's in, and there's the coilover itself, which looks very good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get the coilover in on the other side. And man, I wanna say these things look freaking amazing. Just look at the construction on these things compared to what they've been in the past. These things have definitely been upgraded a ton. I know there's been videos of people that talk about how bad these things are, but that's the thing is they have done R&D and they've made them better, and they're coming out with a new generation of coilovers, and I might be helping them with the R&D on those. So if we can do that, maybe we can get these things dialed 100%. But until then, we're just gonna try to throw them on there and get this K-member stuff in the car. Oh my gosh, guys, it looks so much better. Look at the underside of this car right now. Oh my goodness, it looks so freaking good. The gold doesn't look the most amazing, but I mean, it really doesn't look bad, I'm gonna be honest with you. The K-member, I probably should have just done black and then maybe did the arms gold, but it was supposed to be bronze. Worked out gold. Didn't work out too bad, but dang, this car's looking sick now. Oh my goodness, let's do the other side. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it looks freaking amazing. Look at this, just look at it. Look how new it is, tight, wheel bearings, good to go, everything freaking nice. This is what I would call a lightweight race car front end right here. This is gonna do 10 times better than this stock unit. Remember, this is what we took out of the car. Stock K-member and then some drift knuckle arms that I made that I just had under here to roll. But now we finally have something that this car is gonna keep under it, which is some nice coilovers, nice wheel bearing change out, QA1 K-member, Godspeed control arms, and just a regular steering rack with some tie rods. So now the entire front end has been rebuilt with brand new parts. So I'll put these guys on here in just a second. I'm also gonna put these wheels on the front too, so maybe it should look a little bit cooler once I get everything on. So I'm gonna go slap these bad boys on real quick. All right guys, so I've got the front end on this thing, got the brakes in there, don't have the calipers on, but the brake rotors are on. Everything in this engine bay looks freaking gorgeous right now. What the heck? Look at that. Oh my goodness, tubular everything, so much room for so many activities. Those A-arms look amazing, and coilovers look amazing as well. Thank you very much to Max Speeding Rods. And we went ahead and threw the 19s on there. Those things look way better than the wheels we took off, which are the stock Mustang wheels. So this thing should be looking really good here soon. Guess it's time to go ahead and low it down. And Yeet's back on its own weight again. Oh my goodness, that's something that I haven't thought about. Yeet has suspension right now. That's crazy. I could definitely adjust those coilovers and make them lower because they're kind of high right now. But mind you, also there's no engine in it. So whenever I put an engine in this thing, the coilover is going to go down a good bit. But I might adjust those here in a little bit. And I also have an engine to put inside of it too. So I guess it's not big of a deal. But goodness gracious, she's sitting on the floor on her own weight and she steers. She does things that she's supposed to do. Freaking Mustang. Things have escalated very quickly. Gonna stay here for now. Is it gonna be here forever? We don't know, but it's gonna be here for now. So we're gonna throw this mug inside of that mug and mug. Blam, blam, sham, pow. And just like that, we've got an LS ready to put inside of the blue car. So now the blue car will have had a V6, a 2-valve, and an LS inside of it. And sadly, I don't even know if the LS is gonna run it or if we have another special plan. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, we're just gonna run an LS with a turbo on it.